It is a known fact that China has been bullying the Philippines in the South China Sea. But did you know that the Chinese have been bullying their southern neighbors, including the ancestors of Filipinos, for thousands of years already? Most academics agree that Filipinos, like most Southeast Asians, and Pacific Islanders, originated from Austronesians who lived in Formosa, present-day Taiwan, around 6,000 years ago. These Austronesians, which means Southern Islanders, migrated by boat to the Philippines about 2000 BC, with some later moving on to the rest of the Pacific region. But where did these ancient Austronesians come from? Well, the most logical theory is they came from southern China, specifically the region along the Yangtze River and the southern Chinese coast. From around 20,000 years ago, so-called Southern East Asians, as opposed to Northern East Asians, lived in that region and eventually branched out between the Baiyue people, who are the ancestors of Southern Chinese minorities and Vietnamese, and the proto-Austronesians. The Northern East Asians, ancestors of the now dominant Han Chinese, considered the Southerners as barbarians. The latter wore short hair, had lots of body tattoos, planted rice as main staple food, the Northerners preferred wheat and millet, and for the most part were divided into small fiefs and chiefdoms, thus the North called the South 100 kingdoms. The Northerners eventually conquered the Southerners, bullying the Southern natives to flee to the hills and mountains, and further south to the coastline and nearby islands. A vast majority was Sinicized, but the Southern heritage survives in the languages spoken in southern China to this day. Cantonese shows undeniable evidence of Baiyue influence. And in fact, even present-day Chinese know and acknowledge this North-South cultural divide. Thus, we can say that the Northern East Asians, the Han Chinese, have been bullying the Southern East Asians, Filipinos, and their ancestors included, for thousands of years already. Imagine if the descendants of the Baiyue and proto-Austronesians unite against the Han Chinese. Han China might just meet its match.